All right, guys. Third and final attempt. All right, guys. I don't know what is happening with my Osmo camera. I don't know why it's not working. All right. I cannot tell if. Try that. All right. Somebody throw in the comments if you can see me or hear me, because that would make my day if you could. That'd be amazing. I feel like I'm going to be looking over the camera the whole time because I'm used to looking at that camera, which is the one that I usually use. It is. I think this was just not meant to be tonight, which is unfortunate, which means I'm going to have to do this again another time once I get this thing figured out. I don't know why this is so hard to work. Okay. So you can see and hear me. Good. All right. Let's try going live. And then I'm just going to read the news. And because I've got it actually next to my other camera, I'm going to be looking above this thing the whole time. So sorry. There we go. Okay. So if my mic ever goes muted, somebody throw it in the comments that you can't hear because it seems like my mic is just remuting itself over and over. But okay, let's try that. Okay, I should be back live again. I should be able, you guys should be able to hear me. I cannot tell. Somebody through the, come on, camera. Come on. Okay, microphone. I'm literally going to give this up for the night. Okay, you know what? We're just going to carry on, and I'm just going to hope to God that everybody can see me and everybody can hear me. And of course, as always, we're going to start with throw in the comments where you guys are coming in from. I always like to know if people are here local in Metro Detroit or they're coming in from other states, which is super fun, which happens. And of course, the mic went muted again by itself, as it tends to do, which is amazing. Great. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Grand Rapids. Thank you, Kim from Grand Rapids. I appreciate you coming in and saying hello. So if this is your first time here, what we do is we do a weekly roundup of all the stories that I got to make it money and don't let it make you coming in from Lansing. That's a cool name. And this thing is just going to kind of keep on muting itself over and over. So I apologize in advance for all of that and all of this tech catastrophe that's happening today. I was having trouble setting this thing up. So a little backstory. I did a live last week in New York City. I was there for a conference and still did the live as always as scheduled from the hotel room, which was fun. I actually took a monitor with me and then took my microphone with me. Which I packed it all in a suitcase with me. And I had zero technical issues. Well, that's not true. I had one technical issue, and that's that almost every plug in that hotel room was not working, which was amazing, by the way. So So I had to go get a power strip and an extension cord to get it all working. And I said, okay, this week we're going to do 2 monitors so I can see everybody on Facebook. I can see everybody on Instagram. I can see everybody on YouTube. I can bring the comments on the screen when people make comments on YouTube and Facebook. Instagram, unfortunately, doesn't work very well with StreamYard. So, I apologize for all that. I apologize for all the mess tonight, but we're going to get moving because we're going to have a lot of fun because we got a lot of cool stories to cover. Well, I don't know if they're cool or not, but it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. As always, here again, the ground rules. I encourage participation. I want to know what you guys think about these stories. I want comments. I want them to be lively. I will read them. This thing's just going to keep on muting itself over and over. So I apologize. And yes, Blake, you're right. I'm looking at the wrong camera because I've got all my news on my other camera, which is not connected or working. That's a good call, which is actually over by the main camera, the high definition that I usually use. So I will be looking above the camera the whole time, guys, unless I can find a box to put this on so it looks more like I'm looking at the camera. Is there a good box in here? Well, okay, that might work. Let's try that. This might actually work out a little better, hopefully. Maybe it's possible. Now I need something for this. Almost there. Let's do one of these. And yes, I am jury rigging this thing all the heck. It is happening. All right, guys, that is going to be the best it's going to get because I've got the news right there. So again, apologize, but love that you guys are on and love that you guys are watching. And without further ado, let's giddy up. Okay, so first news story of the night. Of course, I had to start with this, the Gordie Howe Bridge, which is in the news again, but not for the reasons it has been in the past. So, little history on the Gordie Howe Bridge. It has taken now over 29 million man hours to build this thing, $4.7 billion. All right, let's start the Gordie Howe Bridge again. All right, and at any point in time, guys, if you can't hear me, let me know. And because this thing seems to want to keep on muting itself. So, top story of the night, President Trump has now said that he does not want the Gordie Howe Bridge opened until there are certain concessions made from the Canadian side. Fun fact on this one. So the history of the bridge right now is that it went through almost a decade of lawsuits with, again, there we go. Maddie Maroon proper, of course. Actually, this is gonna be a very abbreviated night because this whole remuting itself is not gonna work for me, and I gotta just keep on unmuting. So again, I apologize. So after almost a decade of lawsuits where the Maroon family poured tens of millions of dollars in an effort to stop this bridge, and why? Because they own the Ambassador Bridge and they get the revenues from the Ambassador Bridge, it finally went through under our governor, Rick Snyder. Now, the deal that Rick Sorry, guys. And of course, and the deal that Governor Snyder made at the time was that the bridge would be paid for in full by Canada, nothing by the state of Michigan, nothing by the United States. But until that $4.7 billion in debt was repaid with interest, Canada would then reap the benefits of whatever the border crossings were creating as far as revenue goes. And then after keeps on muting. That's a great comment and very well said. Thank you. Make money, don't let it make you. And you're right. The bridge is financed by Canada, not by the American side. They are putting in materials. They are doing literally all the work, and the state of Michigan gets to own 50% of it and will soon get the revenue 50% of it once the original loan has been paid back, of course, with interest. So getting back to the story, President Trump said he's not going to allow the bridge to open. The first concession that he asked for, of course, that he wants the United States or Michigan to own 50% of the bridge. Well, that was already in there. And the Canadian president actually reminded him of that on a phone call. The second is, of course, he wants to close down some of the trade dispute things that have been going on between the U.S. and Canada, between Canada doing more trade with. Am I muted again? Hopefully I'm good. Some of the trade with China. If it goes mute one more time, I'm gonna literally stop this, and we're gonna do it again probably tomorrow. Now, that said, I keep on losing my place and losing my train of thought. Of course, which is terrible. Stop. Nobody cares about Costco. Get out of here. And of course, now my computer is going crazy on the other screen, which is great. All right, guys, I am so sorry. This is just not working out very well for me tonight. I'm usually really good at this. We do this every single week without fail and without flaw, and this is just not going to be my week. So I am going to take a moment and apologize to everyone and wish everyone a great night. And I'm going to see if I can troubleshoot the heck out of this thing. And if I can, I might be back tonight, but more than likely, we're going to be doing this tomorrow. So sorry. Have a great night.